Okay, getting to work with the bands today, and we'll do our first section with the band that's anchored into the door, and then we'll move into our little circle bands in the second half. So with our very first exercise, grabbing those bands, handles in each hand, and we're going to go into a hinge and then pull those elbows into your side. So you're kind of squeezing into your ribcage here, open chest, and then we're going to go into a tricep extension. So palms will face back, and then they'll come to a 90-degree bend or a little bit deeper, and then push to full extension again. So you're really feeling that activation behind the arm while also holding that open, hinged posture. And it's okay to adjust your resistance by just stepping in or out at any time. All right, ready? And we hinge, lock in, squeeze into your ribs. Begin pushing those palms to the back, and then bend those elbows again. So those arms really are not moving in that upper portion until you get to the elbow, and just that elbow is moving. And that's going to highlight those triceps the most. Looking good. Nice hinge, relaxed neck. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Now we'll take a seat. We're still going to be facing into our anchor. And we're going to roll back a little bit. So this is our C curve, a little bit of a rounded lower back, abs are engaged. We're going to go into a rotational row, pulling, try to get that elbow to the floor if you can. Bring it back, but we're not going to sit up. Okay, we're always going to stay a little bit activated back here. And then we'll row to the other side. Exhale, inhale back to center, exhale, other side. So just slowly alternating. Use those abs, arms, obliques. Begin when you're ready. Just enough resistance with the band that you're feeling some good arm work, and you're leaning back just enough to feel some good ab work the whole time. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now we're going to come onto our hands and knees, and you're still going to hold the handles in your hands. So this is going to take some coordination. What we'll move into here is I'm going to move my right arm and my left leg to the back at the same time. And then I'm going to switch. So my knuckles will come back down to the floor. So my hand is going to connect to the floor. Other side. So my left arm, right leg to the back. I squeeze my right cheek back here and connect to the floor again. So I'm going to keep alternating sides. This is like opposite arm and leg, but a slightly different pattern. So your brain's going to have to readjust for these first couple reps. But with this band, we have some good resistance happening. So our core will be on, arms and lats are activated. You're going to activate the glute when you extend the leg. Good, yeah, just begin when you're ready. Moving slow, paying attention. Full body movement. And 3, 2, 1. Good. Now we'll come up and face away. We're going to be on the knees though. So turn around facing away. We're going to work into the biceps and chest. This is called serving a platter. So palms are up and you're just going to push straight forward and let that chest open. Elbows come all the way back. Exhale, push. open up. So moving slow both directions, so you're really feeling that active stretch when we're opening up with some strength behind it. Exhale, push away, feeling the chest and biceps work together. You got it. Abs and glutes will be activated a little bit. Try a pelvic tuck just to make sure that low back stays out of the equation, not trying to take over. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we rest. And we'll start again from the top with our triceps. So we'll come up to standing. Each hand has a handle. We come into our hinge. You're going to squeeze into your rib cage, so you're going to stay active here and then pump back. Fully extend the arm to work those triceps. Begin when you're ready. You control the resistance, so you can take a step in, make it a little bit lighter, take a step away, definitely make it harder that way. Keep that open chest, long, relaxed neck. Elbows stay by your side. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. And we'll now have a seat still facing towards the anchor. Back far enough that you have some good resistance to work with for that upper body, arms and abs. Scoop it out, lean it back, and rotational pull. Try to get that elbow to the floor if you can. Begin when you're ready. Again, we're moving slow, both directions, staying strong and in control of the band. Working double duty. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we transition onto the hands and knees. So we're back into our opposite arm and leg, but we're extending to the back with both the arm and the leg. Just enough resistance again to be able to activate abs and arms. And then begin when you're ready, moving opposites to the back. Good squeeze of the cheek to complete the extension of the leg, and then slowly return back down to the floor. And 2, 1, and rest. That looks really good. Now we'll stay on the knees, turning around. So this does require a locked-in core, so a little pelvic tuck, glutes and abs are working together. Palms are going to be open, so just down here by your ribcage. This is your end position in your active stretch. Exhale, contract, push away. Slowly bring it back to that open posture. Good, and the core stays locked in the whole time. So those glutes are squeezing together, tucked under, tall posture, lengthening up to the top of your head, just looking straight forward. Inhale on the stretch, exhale on the push. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's give those arms a little bit of a rest before we start our third round. So grab water if you need it, or just take the time for a little bit of recovery. And as we come back, we're back to our triceps in our hinged position. And we do have our active posture, so we really are trying to keep those shoulders open, elbows pinned to your sides, abs on from the bottom, ready, and begin. Pump, fully extend. This is the really only time I'd ask you to lock out in one of the joints. So this is where we lock out through the elbow to really get into those triceps. Pressing those palms to the back. Keep those abs on, shoulders down, away from your ears, and open chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. And we're back to our abs with our rotational pull for upper body. Okay, scoop it out, get those abs on. Abs stay on the entire time. Begin when you're ready. Exhale, pull, try to connect to the floor. Look where you're going. So you're watching that arm connect to the ground. Pull with those upper back muscles, the muscles along the shoulder blade. Keep breathing, keep that rhythm. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And moving on to the hands and knees, I think I'm going to incorporate a hold this time. So our hold will look just like this. Opposites will hold to the back. So we should feel that this arm is working by just being able to stay in place, as well as this opposite cheek in place, and the core is very active. In 2, 1, and extend to the back. Again, make sure that you're working opposites, otherwise this would be very hard, balance-wise. And you're just locking in place. So these muscles will start to fatigue, and that's actually what we want to work with. Right? So we're going to keep those abs on, we're going to keep that arm active, we're going to keep that cheek active, holding up that leg, using the whole body to stay here, activated all together. Keep breathing. And 3, 2, 1, and we replace it back down to the floor. Now the other side, ready, and pull back, lock it in, stay active and strong. This is a bit of a balance challenge, so do rely on those abs. Abs, cheek, arm, just looking down at the floor, relax neck. Staying strong and active. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Good job. And now we'll turn around. Last one of this sequence. Good old Pilates move. We're going to serve the platter. So palms are facing up, just like you're reaching away, giving something away. And we open up, active stretch. And the glutes and abs stay on the whole time. So we have a locked in, tall posture with a lot of support into the back. And 3, 2, 1, and done. Nice work. So this first half is complete. We'll just take another little breather, more water if you need it, and then we're going to transition to our circle bands. And this is where shoes would come in handy if kids will be standing on these little bands. That can be a little tough on those feet. Okay, so for some of this, it is helpful if you have a lighter band and a slightly stronger band, and I'll let you kind of decide what band you might want to be using at the time. So just know that we'll be going through 3 rounds. So if you start with the heavy band and with the light band by the 3rd round, totally fine. It's just listening to your body and keeping excellent form, right? Because we don't want to get sloppy. We want to make sure that we are really intentional about our movement and it's working the correct muscles. So we're going to start out with a clam opener. So for me, I feel that I can go a little bit heavier with the clam opener. And I'm going to go right around my shins and then lay down on your side. So the trick with the clam opener is that you don't need to make this bigger than it really needs to be. So we don't need to rock back. That's kind of what I see a lot, is that people try to get their knee up to the ceiling. We don't need to do that. We just need to keep that knee facing forward, and it lifts, I don't know, is that like 9 to 10 inches for me with long legs? Okay, so keeping those hips stacked though is what lets me know that you're not using the back muscles, you're actually using these deep internal hip muscles. All right, here we go. 40 seconds on the clock. Working from this side cheek. This exercise is extremely effective without a band as well, so if you need to drop the band, that's totally fine. As you get tired, make sure you don't start rocking the hips back, trying to leverage up that band. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now we're just going to switch right over. Begin when you're ready. Make sure your head is comfortable. We're not going to use our neck in this exercise. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. That was a good burn. All right, let's stand up. And what we're going to go for is this band will stay underneath 1 foot for 3 exercises, and then we'll swap and do it to the other side. So the first thing we're going to do is a oblique crunch. So a little bit of a wide stance. Make sure both feet are planted well. You have a good grip on your band. And we're going to let this band stretch the opposite oblique, and we're loading this opposite oblique as we crunch. So let's stretch and then crunch into it. And we're being really careful that this shoulder is not trying to do the work for us. So it just stays long, relaxed, out of your ear, not shrugging. All about this outer oblique, opposite oblique. Entire core is braced, right? So you're not just feeling this oblique, although that's where we're putting our concentration. The entire core is braced and strong, and we're squeezing our cheeks back here as well to keep those hips nice and still. The hips will not be moving with the torso. Three, 2, 1. Now we're going to switch hands. Take the foot forward that has the band, and then I'm going to rest down on my knee with my elbow. You could also be on your hand if you need to. We're going to go into rowing. Elbow is going to be tight to your side. Yes, you got it. Making sure to open up that shoulder as you pull that elbow back. Not rotating the body, just getting that shoulder to open up. So the muscle behind the shoulder is going to be doing that work, not the torso. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, keep this band underneath that foot. If you can, you're going to hold on with both hands. If you need to stabilize, you'll just use one of your hands to stabilize on the wall or furniture or whatever you need, okay? Single leg deadlift. Let that band kind of help reach you down. And then you stand up against the resistance of the band, really feeling that cheek lock in as you go into tall posture. All right, here we go. A little bit of a balance challenge. If it's feeling like you're not able to really get those solid reps in, it's okay, just hold on to something. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is. All right, so those were 3 exercises on that foot. Now we'll switch over. I'm going to start with our oblique crunch. So we will hold the band as the same size as the foot. Wider stance. Lock in with your cheeks, core on, and we're going to stretch, crunch. Stretch, crunch. Yeah, good job. And really keeping those hips nice and still so they don't take away from the exercise we're going into for the oblique. Keep this shoulder very relaxed. That band's just pulling it down. You're not pulling up against the band. You're going to be very sore in the wrong spot if you do. And 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to take a step forward with the band. Opposite hand is going to grab it. You can support yourself in your forward bend down on the front leg, and we're going into our row. Begin. Abs are on to support the back. I'll inhale to pull, like I'm trying to open up my chest on that inhale, opening the shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And single leg deadlift. Feel free to hold on to something if you need it. And begin when you're ready. Pushing those hips back, stand up, lock in. Your foot is gripping to the floor. It's holding on. It's working for that balance. And 3, 2, 1. Well done. Okay, that is a set. So now we're going to go back into our clam opener. I personally am going to go for my lighter band for the clam opener so I can keep excellent form. Making sure these knees are out from the hips. If they're down here, you're more likely to feel your low back. So tuck them up, ready, and begin. Should be feeling right here. Deep muscles. If you're feeling something different, let me know. Some people will feel along this muscle. That's not necessarily wrong, but we're wanting to make sure that this is the primary muscle group. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch sides. Knees are tucked up, neck is relaxed. Begin as soon as you're ready. Just keeping your knee facing forward. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Back to our standing work, and we'll put one of the bands underneath one foot. So into our core work, we're going to take a wider stance, ground both feet, squeeze the cheeks back here, and when you're ready, we're going to let this oblique stretch. The band pulls us down, then we pull against the band. So our concentration is here, active stretch to active crunch. We get this nice full range of motion for this oblique. Yeah, find the band that works for you. Enough resistance where you're really feeling it, but you can keep great form to the end. And 3, 2, 1. Take a step forward with the band leg, switch the hand, and begin to row. So we're using this muscle to pull that shoulder open. Abs stay on. And 3, 2, 1. And then get close to the wall. If you want to hold on with one hand, we'll move into our single leg deadlift. Push those hips back, like you're stretching the cheek out, and then that cheek stands you up, locks in tight at the top. Make sure you have a long neutral spine. That band's not letting you roll down, or I guess controlling you, right? So if you're letting that band control you, you'll lose your form, you'll lose your posture. Okay, so you want to stay active. This is working the back side of the body. So the back is working to keep a neutral spine, open posture. 2, 1, and now we're going to switch feet. Back to oblique work. So we're on the other side. Wider stance, glutes on, core on, stretch, crunch. Equal weight between your feet. Make sure you're not teetering from side to side. You should not feel this in your low back. If that's happening, you might not have the tall posture that you need, or you're not holding those glutes strong enough to give support to your low back. So just something to check in with. And 3, 2, 1. And into our row. Other hand will grab the band. Begin when your row, when you're ready, actively pulling that shoulder open. Torso is not rotating, so this is just upper back and arm work. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now back to lower half. Single leg work, single leg deadlift. Hinge, neutral spine, stand up, lock in. Doesn't count until you squeeze the cheek. Try to connect to that cheek every time. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we've completed round 2. Take a breather, more water if you need it, and we'll come back for our last round, starting in the clam opener. And also remember, you can do this exercise specifically without the band. We just want to make sure we're taking care of the body, not straining anything. Everything should just feel very well isolated. All right, ready, and begin. So if you are starting to feel like your low back wants to take over, or you're just feeling some strain in those hips, that's just a signal from your body to get rid of the band and just go body weight. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch. And begin when you're ready. Last time, last leg. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. And as we come back to our single side work, if you haven't switched it up already, put that band underneath the other foot, the one that you don't normally start with. Wide stance, Both feet are planted down, glutes and abs. Go for that stretch to crunch. Still checking in with these upper traps. Make sure they are not activated. If anything, they're stretched. Let this band stretch them out. Keep that shoulder out of your ear. Three, two, one. Upper body. Opposite hand will grab the band. Long neutral spine, ab support from the bottom, and row, opening up. Nice job. Seeing that shoulder open up without rotation, right? Because we want to use the muscle behind the shoulder, not the torso, for our posture. Five, four, three, two, one. Well done. And single leg deadlift. Hold on if you need to. It'll clean up your form, which is worth it. Hinging looks good. Five, four, three, two, one. All right, let's hit the last side. Starting with that wider stance, lock in through your core. So that's glutes and abs together. Stretch, crunch. Grounding those feet, keeping those hips nice and still. 3, 2, 1, and we'll pass the band over. Pull with the back side of the shoulder along the shoulder blades. Open up that row. Here we go. Keep that excellent form till the end. Train for the posture that you want. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Our very last exercise, single leg deadlift. Begin when you're ready. Keeping those abs on will also help with balance. And 3, 2, 1, and done. Nice job. All right, let's stretch. All right, we're going to do standing stretches today. So grab a space on your wall. Let's go into our oblique stretch first. So you're going to stand sideways to the wall. Inside leg is going to take a nice big step. And then you're going to support yourself with the inside arm and then also reach with the top arm. If that top arm can hold onto the wall, great. It doesn't have to. And when you're here, try to pelvic tuck a little bit also. Okay, so inside leg is the one that's forward. Yeah, good. So then you kind of get this lengthening through that whole side, including that hip flexor. Two, one, and we'll switch sides. So just turn around. Inside leg takes that step forward and reach over the top. And release there. Now we're going to go into an IT band stretch. So this one, just really try to pay attention to the instructions so you feel it the right way. You're about 4 inches or less from the wall, and you're just going to let your hip kind of bump into the wall from there. It should be a pretty easy connection. Inside foot is going to cross over the back leg. Okay, so inside leg is crossed over the front. Keep your hip on the wall. You're going to fold forward, reaching for your back toes. Okay, this is an IT band stretch. This can feel a little different than normal stretches, almost like a little bit of tingling happening. Maybe you're feeling stretches where you're not really used to feeling stretches. You might even feel this down in your feet. Just keep letting your hip rest on the wall, reaching for the back foot. And let's slowly come up. We're going to do that now to the other side. So we'll turn around. Hip is going to rest on the wall. Inside foot crosses over the front. Keep the hip on the wall as you fold forward. Reach for the back foot. Slowly rolling back up. And then hopefully you have a corner that you can get into or an open door frame. And we're going to go into a high Y chest stretch like this. So taking a little step into the corner can kind of relieve any sort of low back pressure. Nice big expansive inhales here. Look straight forward so we still have that tall posture. And when you're ready, you can slowly come out of that stretch and you are all done. Nice work, everybody. I hope that was fun for you. Thanks for the thumbs up. Catch you guys later. Have a good day.